Good morning, my dear children. Welcome back to this video session where we are discussing the second chapter in geography named Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation, and Wildlife Resources. So, children, in our previous modules, we have discussed about the land, soil, as well as the different factors required for the soil formation. Next, in this module, we'll discuss the different factors which are responsible for the soil degradation also. So, you would have heard about the deforestation. Children, what is this deforestation? Yes, that is cutting down the trees. Nowadays, yes, human beings actually they clear the forest by cutting the trees for various construction purposes, isn't it? Yes. So what happens to the soil? Please think about that. These trees actually these prevent the soil erosion. If we cut more and more trees, what happens to the soil erosion? Yes, it depletes the soil formation, and what happens to that? Yes, it degrades the fertility of the soil also. So that is the first factor which degrades the soil. Then the second factor is overgrazing. Overgrazing means feeding more and more of cattle. We know that goats, sheep, cows, isn't it? We used to feed the cattle. So what happens to these plants as well as these grasses? It also depletes the soil erosion. And the next one is the overuse of chemical fertilizers or pesticides. We know that nowadays all these organic manures has been replaced by the artificial fertilizers and the pesticides. So what happens, children? Have you thought about its repercussions? It contaminates the health conditions of the human beings, which reduces the life expectancy of the human beings also, isn't it? It reduces the longevity of our lifespan. So we have to use more and more of organic fertilizers instead of these artificial chemicals. Then rain wash, landslides, floods, this is all you would have heard about, isn't it? These are all the factors responsible for the soil degradation. Then now we have studied about the factors responsible for the soil degradation, and for that counter, what we have to do? We have to adopt various methods to conserve the soil. So these are the various methods adopted to conserve the soil. Which are they? Mulching, counter barriers, rock dam, terrace farming, intercropping, counter ploughing, shelter belts. So these are the various methods that we have to adopt to conserve the soil. See, here we can see in this image, this is mulching. So here we can see that entirely the tip of the trees is covered with the what? Yes, soil. Here we can see, what is this? Yes, that is terrace farming, counter barriers, counter ploughing, a rock dam, and the shelter belts. So these are the various images it shows about the, yes, terrace farming. Isn't it? Terrace farming means you would have heard about that, terrace farming. Yes. Then counter barriers, counter bluffing, and the rock dams and the shelter belts. These are the various images which shows the various methods adopted to conserve the soil. The next factor is water. Water is also an important factor, and it's a vital renewable natural resources. Isn't it? You would have studied about the water cycle, how the water is formed through the transformation. Through various transformations, how the water has been renewed. That is, 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with the water, and it is therefore appropriately it is called the water planet also. It is called the water planet. It was in the primitive oceans that life began almost 3.5 billion years back, and freshwater accounts for only about 2.7%. So what is this, children, about? It is therefore appropriately called the water planet. Why it is so? Because the earth is also a, yes, it is a blue planet. Isn't it? So why it is so? Because that is 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with the water. So it is also called as the water planet. And how this, yes, this life dates back, that is 3.5 billion years back, these primitive oceans has been found out. And in these primitive oceans, actually this life began also. So it was almost before 3.5 million years back it is. And if we account the fresh water, so the availability of the fresh water is only 2.7%. That is about the water, fresh water availability. So children, this is about the most precious water. And we know that we have to save this water resources also. Isn't it? As if I told you about the other two factors, conservation, in the same manner we have to give prime importance to this water also. We have to avoid the excessive use of the water. Isn't it? Thereby we can save this water for this present generation as well as for the future generations. That is limited usage of water for our various purposes, and thereby we can save this resource water. So children, I hope these explanations are precise for you. Thank you children for watching this video.